Right, our drawing template, and even if we're using the default templates, we might want to expand on the file properties. So when first started the part template, the assembly template, those pretty much came with no, not the options, the file and the properties. And we go through and we would populate these out and then save them into the part template, save them into the assembly template so that we could go through and add them here. Somewhere along the line, 2007, 8, 9, in that range, the custom properties showed up. And this allows us to have more of a user interface. So since there's nothing in this, we can create now, and it's going to launch, which is the same as the property tab builder from the tools. All right, both of those will take you into this setup. So we started with the group box, and this one is going to be for a part. I usually just try to change the file, copy and change the file extension for an assembly so that they stay the same. But we're not quite to the assembly stage yet. So let's just focus on the part. If I do the pull down, notice it's setting this up for an assembly, a drawing, and a weldment, because there are things in the weldment that probably wouldn't pop up in any of the other items. So maybe the drawing template, I might add a drawn by or created date or something like that into the template and just let it live there. But for our part, we created a drawn by. And so if I do the pull down, I should be able to find that. And this is going to be text. And if I wanted, if I was the only one using this, I would go ahead and put my name. The other choice I would have is to make a list. So if there was 4 or 5 people doing modeling and we were going to go by initials, then we would build those out, and then this is going to be a custom property for all configurations. It's just a starter. All right, and then the next text box would be for the drawn date, and maybe a date completed, something like that. We put in the date. It doesn't really get a value here. It's going to be on that all configurations level, and then let's put a date. And if I go back to this one, we'll update that to the drawn by. And if I go to this, I could separate this out as my custom. And then the next group box would be for the configured. All right, just something to separate it. And you can organize this however you want. So the first one was the part number, I think. If not, it will be now. We're going to see if I manage to keep all of these in line. So part no. And if I wanted to put a default, again, I like to put the format. So 2 letters and 3 numbers is a good way to go. Next would be the revision. All right, and each of these is going to fit into that group box so that we can manage those. And this gives me the advantage of being able to collapse these. So revision, and do that. And I'll go search for revision. And most of the time it's going to be 8. Notice that this is a configuration property. What do we need next? A text box for material. And we'll do the pull down. And if it doesn't, no, there it is. And the type text, now its value is going to reference the list that we have over in the feature tree. And that can be configuration specific, since first one I made out of copper, maybe the next one I make out of aluminum. And then let's go ahead and put in a list. And the list for the finish, let's see if there's a finish in here. Okay, and the list could be raw, anodize, paint. If it was paint, I would probably use my note block for um, further color, part number, and even something like the powder coat. You know, just something that's in there. And then, do I want to allow them to be able to put something in separate? The checkbox and radio box is something like, if this was internal, I could direct it like a routing within. And then if it's not checked, it is an external component. We would have a different track that could go to. It doesn't show me the item. So then the radio box is going to be selections based on that criteria. But I think for what we're doing, that's going to be enough. So let's go ahead and save. And this is the part template, and it is set to PRT PRP, and it buries it way down here. So the issue, and we'll run into that in a second. Let's go ahead and save. Make sure it actually put it there. So I have already navigated to this folder, and normally I would pull the custom properties, but the properties text, which is that list for our pull down, and the GTOL symbols all would need to go in the same folder, and they need to be pointed to the same folder. Now, there is a separate symbol file location, but history-wise, these all like to be in the same spot. So this is one that, even though I want to put it in my SOLIDWORKS template for convenience, I'm going to go ahead and leave it in the English. Now, if this was something that I was sharing across the network, putting in one of the cloud drives, OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, any of those, then I would chase down those file locations and make sure that all of those operations. So if it can't find the symbol library, you go into a drawing or you go into your part and you apply a diameter. It just has mod symbol or something, or modded. It can't find it. It gets lost. All right, and then we have to kind of chase those down. All right, so what this is going to do is, if everything lined up here, when I do this, I see that there's my material, there's my finish. If I wanted to change something, we can go through and build those out. It picked today's date. All right, so it gives me the calendar, and those are already there, so we could apply it. Now, from the configuration standpoint, I keep wanting to go back into the options. I'm not sure why, but if I go into the property summary, the nice thing about this is, since the C bracket here is not selected, that was for the configuration, and that one hasn't been specified, so that's probably not a good choice. Actually, I need the part numbers. All right, so I navigated to my Kindle version, and I'm looking at BK20-1. All right, so my format isn't exactly the same, and it's saying a 1040. I don't know if that one's in the material list, but we'll go find out. So the C bracket, let me double check, that was the L bracket, BK20-1. So we'll put that in there. And if we were working on sizes or something else, there might be something else in the secret decoder ring to need to work from. BK20-2. So, and then that would leave the Z bracket as BK20-3. All right, so we save those, hit OK, and you want to save. I've made changes, and usually the changes refer back to the material. So let's see where those are and what happened to my material list. So I don't think I changed that off, but turn that off in the, where did we go? Nope. Feature, maybe it was under System, Feature Manager. I didn't think you could turn the materials off, but all right, since I'm not seeing it, Feature Manager, Material. Oh, there it is, and it's set to show, so where is it? Oh, I changed that one to copper and I confused myself. There we go. So I was looking for material, not for the current. All right, so let's go to C bracket. And the C bracket we're going to set to there. That was what I was focused in on. Since 1040 is not in there, we'll go manage and materials and see if there's a steel. All right, so 1045 cold drawn. When in doubt, don't guess. If we needed to, we would create the material. So since I'm not seeing a 1040, let's see if there's anything that pops up. No. All right, so like I said, when in doubt, don't guess. I would go find something really close. Try to find additional information. So if the 1045 is really in the same alloy, then I would look at creating a new category. Maybe custom steels or adding steels, I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave it at custom because sometimes I need to add, and just off screen is the paste, and we highlight that and go to its properties. Now I have something that I can go 1040. And if I have the numbers for all of the basically all of the properties and materials, I can enter those. Like I said, if I was doing more FEA or something specific, then I would chase those down. And oh, that one's pretty close. I thought maybe I could overwrite that. If I was using a lot of it, I would add it to the materials list, but other than that, we can just save and close. And then, oh, well, since I added it, and configure material. All right, so I wasn't really expecting that, but it gave me the list, and I really guess I should have added it. All right, so manage favorites. Oh, that put me back into there. My custom materials, my 1040. And did I not apply it? Let's rebuild. All right, since it didn't add it. Well, let's go ahead and add it since I'm going to be doing it to the next 3. All right, and then we'll switch to the L bracket. Is this what I thought I was looking for? And the Z bracket. go to materials. So would look at, well, I mean, realistically, since I had it there, if I jumped to the wrong one, if I go to the configure material and after I added it to the list, I should be able to. And there was the browse more. All right, knew it was there somewhere, but kind of chased it back. All right, so I have my configuration for the materials. We go back into the file properties, look at the property summary, look at the material. It didn't pick it up. So it is not finding it, either that or it was not applied. So material and materials. So not sure how I did that on the configuration, but when we do that over here, the material should have been. So this was kind of the long way, and it should have picked that up over here. So let's add a configuration to test that. And I'm not going to worry too much about those guys. So if I go back over here, that is the current. It's still listed as, and let's make it a nickel and apply. And what I'm looking for is, I keep wanting to go to the options, let's go to the file properties. And the properties summary for the material. Oh, that's interesting. Configured properties. Well, it picked it up. And maybe it doesn't know which ones I'm looking for. Or maybe I haven't saved. All right, anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but the thing with the materials is now when we go into the drawing, I'm going to see those start to pop up because I've made all of those connections.